some strange reason, it makes people upset that you're genuinely enjoying Boruto.
Straight up, it's because people are really bad at watching, reading, or playing things critically. If you go to someone and you say, I like watching Boruto, they will interpret that as, Boruto is an amazing anime with absolutely no flaws and you should watch it. Now, you didn't say any of that, but that's usually what it gets interpreted as. And people have a negative reaction to this because now they start thinking about what you see in the anime that they don't. And it makes them feel like something is flawed in them. It works in the opposite direction, too. If someone says, oh, here's this aspect of Boruto I don't like, people who like Boruto tend to interpret that as Boruto is a horrible anime and no one should ever watch it. And that similarly causes mental distress. And since it gets interpreted this way back and forth by these really innocent exchanges, eventually the language gets boiled down to what the interpretation is. And that's why people start skipping, I think Boruto has flaws, and starts going straight to Boruto sucks. This is the I don't drink problem, otherwise known as the vegetarian problem. Innuendo Studios did a really great video on this in relation to politics, but it applies to media consumption as well. If you go to a party and you say, hey, want a beer to someone? And they say, no thanks, I don't drink. Or you say, hey, want a burger? And they say, no thanks, I'm a vegetarian. Nothing bad has been said, but if you haven't critically thought about your own values in relations to meat or alcohol, that causes mental distress. Whether you like it or not, your mind starts wondering, what have they seen that made them give up alcohol or meat that I haven't, and does that make me a bad person? But if you have already critically examined your stance, your response is, okay, cool. That's why critically examining media is so important, because without it, people start getting into a feedback loop which boils down every opinion into either this piece of media is horrible or this piece of media is perfect. And then people get angry at each other and throw slurs around on the internet. The other bonus about being able to look at media critically is that you don't respond negatively when someone says something negative about your favorite media. Because someone will say, oh, Boruto sucks, and you'll be like, well, I don't see it that way, but cool. So here's an exercise, a critical thinking exercise about media. I had to do this in college, and I actually think it's a pretty good exercise for most people to do. Take the piece of media that you love the most, whether it's a book, or a movie, or a TV show, or an anime, or a manga, or a game, doesn't matter. Take the one piece of media that you genuinely love the most and come up with 3 things you hate about it. And I mean genuinely hate, like what were they even thinking sort of level. Because believe it or not, you have those. And by acknowledging them, you're one step closer to being able to analyze media critically and not emotionally.